Hello everyone, I'm Catlin. Welcome to another Wet News Wednesday. We're here to tell you about the news. And seeing as season 3 of House of Cards dropped onto Netflix late last week, I'm assuming you have zero idea what's been going on. But that's okay, that's what I'm here for. So let's start internationally this week. It's your terror update. ISIS befuddled everyone this week when they let a bunch of Christians go. Apparently a judge found them innocent of something that I don't know. But yay, they're alive! Over in North Korea, Kimmy was busy. He fired a long-range ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan. I'm guessing to celebrate his sassy new haircut. Sharp. Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin's biggest critic and political opponent, Boris Nemtsov, was murdered in Moscow this week after leaving dinner with his girlfriend, a Ukrainian model whose name is really sadly not Natasha. Get it? Boris, you died. No? Okay. My fellow Americans, I like to keep a tight face on for you guys, which is why I moisturize, but I also try not to show you my fear. And I have to be real with you for a moment. Princess Putin and Kimmy scare me. Why, you might ask? People who are desperate, broke, and completely power hungry tend to do some crazy shit. Think of it like 8 Mile, but instead of a burgeoning young rap star, it's nuclear war. Put your passports away, kids, we're back at home. And it's time for you to dust off your walking shoes and your protest signs because the Department of Justice failed to indict Darren Wilson in the murder of Michael Brown. You may remember those names from Ferguson. It was kind of a big deal last year. Hopefully you haven't completely forgotten about it. But apparently there wasn't enough evidence to convict. But what they did unearth were some really ass-backwards police practices, obviously targeting most of the African-American population of Ferguson. My favorite of the arrests mentioned was when a man was arrested for introducing himself as Mike when his name was in fact Michael. So does that mean that every time somebody calls me Caitlin and I correct them, I could be arrested? Because if so, you're gonna be busy. Although, you know what's cool about that? That would totally make me the world's most arrested person. Does that sound stupid? Yeah, it should. So does this. Now, whatever your political swayings are, I think we can all agree that now that the House and Senate are being run by one party, that grand old party, shit is finally gonna get done, right? No! Republicans want Obama to repeal his immigration reform so badly that they hit him, they stuck it right where it hurts. They cut funding for the Department of Homeland Security, who ironically patrol our borders. What's more awkward than finding out your Jewish mother-in-law thinks your matzo balls are gummy? Netanyahu's visit to Congress, that's what. You know, this is kind of a bummer. Israel's always actually been the only bipartisan thing that everybody can agree on in this country. So, you know, Boehner went and invited him without talking to the White House, and now it's a whole issue. Poor Benny, he's up for re-election, so a lot of people saw it as a political move. Funny that you would call something that a politician does while at work a political move. I think that encompasses just about everything. But they were talking about Iran. And you know what? Everybody wants to put in their 2 cents on Iran. And here's mine. Ayatollah is a funny word. Moving away from politics for a moment, I'd like to welcome a Wet News Wednesday special correspondent, my talented and beautiful friend Ileana from Illy Vlogs All the Things. Welcome, Illy.
Hello, it's me, Illy from Illy Vlogs All the Things, but for Wet News Wednesday. That's right. Thank you so much, Catlin, for having me this week. I am so excited to be here in my tub. Unfortunately, though, I am not covering something that makes me very happy. It's sad and it's true and it's highly illogical because we lost a man too soon. That's right, Mr. Leonard Nimoy. So I'm here to share with you a few facts that you may not know about him. Leonard Nimoy served in the United States Army as a sergeant for 2 years during the Korean War. Leonard Nimoy was so upset after Star Trek ended that he had to take some time away from acting. He made sure to distract himself with something that was completely different. And you know what that was? It was owning a pet store. He directed Three Men and a Baby. Leonard Nimoy is actually a very accomplished photographer. Leonard Nimoy attributes a lot of his success as Mr. Spock to the West End house in Boston. Thank you, Mr. Nimoy. Live long and prosper.
Thank you very much for that moving tribute, Illy. Everybody, please go and subscribe to her YouTube channel. I will put all of her info down there in the description. She's the best, and so are you, Lenny. Well, losing someone so loved really is just like a swift kick in the crotch. You don't really know how to take it. Which is exactly how LeBron James felt after he got a quick tap of the danglers from James Harden during last week's Rockets-Cavaliers game. Ouchie. Kelly Osbourne will be leaving the E! Network's fashion police after the recent scandal of Juliana Rancic referring to actress Zendaya's dreadlocks as looking like they smelled like patchouli and weed. I like both of those smells on a totally personal note, but wasn't a good one. And while I'd really like to believe that Kelly is actually leaving for moral and belief-related reasons and not at all for the fact that the show hasn't grossed 1 million viewers since Joan died. We miss you, Joan. Finally, tonight, we've got a little fun news for you, and it's the greatest news ever if you're a child of the early 90s. Disney is rebooting DuckTales. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. It's a duck blur. Do. Huey, Dewey, Louie, and the whole gang would really like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You just have to click down there and then scroll a little bit further down and subscribe to Ileana, because she's the coolest. Thanks again for joining me, Illy. Everybody, please remember, if you can't make good decisions, make safe ones. And in the words of our dearly departed, live long and prosper.